Hey, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co., and this is Board Game Upgrades and Deluxifications. This is a monthly series we do on the channel where we take a look at different ways to upgrade your games that will usually cost you money, unfortunately, and that's the balance and the question of what you want to upgrade in your collection. As usual, we'll be diving into a bunch of games, a bunch of anything from inserts to coins to just premium games in general. I have a very fun insert for Hansa Teutonica we'll be going over. But first, this video series is sponsored by Top Shelf Gamer. If you want to go ahead and check them out, there'll be a link down below, as well as the fact that they'll be running a sale with a coupon code down below if you want to check that out. Every single month, they go ahead and sponsor this series, and they sponsor and send various things for you to take a look at and cover. Please keep in mind that that link is a referral link, so I do earn a commission on anything you buy. As usual, though, I will tell you what I like, didn't like about different components or different things or different ways. Some of them I really enjoy and like to use and recommend, and other times they're not always a fit, not the right insert, not the right, extra deluxified resources, or sometimes deluxified resources don't always work in the cool insert, and you have to make a hard choice about which upgrade you want to get your hands on. In any case, with that, let's go ahead and start this off the bat with one of the Top Shelf Gamer upgrades, which specifically is Targi. Well, Targi is not a Top Shelf Gamer upgrade, but the insert inside Targi is. And in fact, this is actually a 2-for-1. We have Targi, we have the upgraded folded space insert from Top Shelf Gamer. This as a folded space insert is not really a unique to Top Shelf Gamer product. It's a folded space insert, but Top Shelf Gamer does carry a bunch of brands, both their own as well as folded space, as well as sleeves and different opportunities, coins, all these different things from different companies. But this, like I said already, this is a folded space insert, keeping your Targi production nice and clean. Now, this is a good example of where I've actually had to be a little different than the way they recommend you put this together, because of the fact that I have these upgraded tokens from Board Game Geek. If we take a look at these tokens over here, let's go ahead and show you some of the top camera. These over here are upgraded tokens, and yes, it does fit the expansion. But these are upgraded tokens from Board Game Geek, acrylic tokens, and we also, on top of that, we also have upgraded metal resources from Board Game Geek as well. So if we go ahead and take a look at these, we have metal coins as well as metal point tokens you can take a look at over here as far as different options. Let's go ahead and just do one thing at a time. These are the metal coins over here, so just some nice metal coins for Targi, and then we have the metal coin tokens, which are just, the same standard design, but instead of being those carbon tokens, we have metal coin tokens for Targi with different point values on them. So over here, that's what we have over here. Let's go ahead and start showing you how this all goes together and comes out of the box. But basically, so these over here, because of the fact that I have upgraded tokens, I've had to slightly adjust exactly how I store this, but again, looking at the top camera over here, we have our insert with our little tokens over here, different options there. This I usually leave off to the side in order to make it all fit perfectly. We have our point tokens here, and this is actually coming loose, this one piece over here. I'll have to glue that back on. But we have our insert over here. We have our tokens down here. Those are extra tokens that don't fit in the default trays over here, which is where we have these. So we have our trays over here with our little tokens there and the different types of resources all stored nicely over there. And then we put our card trays back over here, where we can store all that. Now, strictly speaking, the cards are supposed to also go in these trays, but again, I found that I was able to keep them all over here and then separate those in order to make everything fit nicely in this box. And that is your Targi folded space insert as well. Again, fits the expansion, fits the base game, as well as having the upgraded resources, the acrylic tokens, bakelite tokens, and metal coins and metal victory point tokens from Board Game Geek. And that is Targi. I think this is the expansion box too. Yeah, too nomadic tribes. No, this is not the expansion box. This is the regular base game box. I do have, well, the expansion mixed in here. From there, let's go ahead and dive into a fun one. I should have actually brought out too many bones as well. This is something from Top Shelf Gamer, though. This is something that is an upgrade for Cloudspire. Now, this one won't make a lot of sense unless you've played Cloudspire, unfortunately. This one will not. I should have brought out the Cloudspire pad, but I didn't. So these are very cool. I like them a lot. They're very useful, but also they don't make sense unless you play Cloudspire, so there is that downside over here. But we have a bunch of tokens that you can use for your Cloudspire games. These are tracking tokens. What that means is these over here are the tokens you're going to go ahead and put. Let's just show you one over here, to show you the different types over here. These are tokens that you'll put into your Cloudspire game, and the chips can rest on top of them, but they more easily show you exactly the various stats you're at. Now, if you've played Cloudspire, you know that you have your mana source over there, you have your source well, whatever, and then you have your base health, and you'll know that as good as Cloudspire is, as good as the production of Cloudspire is, you'll know that these unfortunately do not, the Cloudspire does not do a good job of actually being able to easily track the rotation of the disc and track exactly how much source you have. You can do it. I've done it successfully. It's how I play the game. It's not undoable. But these over here, these will help significantly as far as making that much easier to dive into. So if you want some upgradable tokens for track your Cloudspire game over there, we have that. I'm going to go from there into the Hansa Teutonica insert that I have. And this is one that you'll appreciate very much if you, if you have a Hansa Teutonica game, because you'll understand exactly how cool this is. Let's go ahead and dive into this one, and this is not from Top Shelf Gamer, this one. Not everything we do is from Top Shelf Gamer. The other ones, well, we saw some Board Game Geek stuff, we saw some Top Shelf Gamer inserts, the Cloudspire things I did get from Top Shelf Gamer, but this is a Hanamakoji, and this is a Hanamakoji wooden insert. I'll see if I can find the link for this one down below, we'll see. But this over here, we're going to have to take these out. Let's remove all of that out of the way, and then we have our insert here. So far, this is not impressive. This is just an insert. Inserts on their own are not overly impressive, just because, I mean, sure, it's a wood insert. It's been assembled. It's all nice. That's great. We have our little tray over here with our score sheet. We can take that out of the way. No problem. All good things so far. We have our cards, the sleeves, and the card well. We have more token trays for the various players. But then we have the thing that will absolutely blow your mind, which is for every single player, we have one of these. Now, I don't know how well you can see this over here, but this is a double layered, again, it's both an insert from the sense that it goes in here, but also this is a double layered board where you can have a glass overlay with the wooden bottom on top of your player boards, making this an incredibly premium version of Hansa Teutonica. You're gonna go ahead and have your player discs over here, so let's go ahead and move this like this. Let's grab a few discs as far as these over here. And let's go ahead and put these down. So you can see, you can store your discs in here, being able to pull them out and grip them nicely. There's a little well you can pull them out. And you can have your tokens over here, of course, where you can, these don't need to be pulled out with a well, because you can literally just grip and grab these and slide these out. But for instance, you can go ahead and grab these as you upgrade your board. Just simply grab them, put them wherever you need to put them. Over here we have these, which we are slowly pulling out as well. So you can see how those all pull out nicely, but these are absolutely insane over the top. Again, I'll see if I can find you a link to these, but if you play Hansa Teutonica, this is one of the coolest things. We even have a well for your bonus tokens you'll be getting over here, but we just have a bunch of these token trays for each player color. Speaking of which, I grabbed the blue board and the red color, but we have each player tray stores nicely in the box. Everything is beautifully cut around it. So for example, because there's 5 player trays, we have 2 on one side, 3 on the left. You'll see over here, this is slightly edged over in order to provide and take care of the fact that there'll be a disbalance in those trays. So we're going to put this over here like so. We're going to put this down like here, although we probably should tuck this underneath like that. This over here, these over here, and again, the whole way this is designed is absolutely beautiful, as far as keeping everything in check. And then we're going to go ahead and put these down on top of all that. And ta-da, there we go, as far as everything there. That is your Hansa Teutonica big box experience. From there, before we take a look at our main attraction, let's go ahead and take a look at some metal Egyptian coins. So this is one of those things that I regularly get from Top Shelf Gamer whenever I'm getting things. So I get these bundles of coins. Now, sometimes I am not able to match them with a game. In fact, if you have any games that you think this is a good match for, let me know, because I don't currently have one. Other times, like my favorite personal matchup to date is I grabbed some coins once that was technically speaking meant for brass, but I prefer the iron clays for brass over the coins, and I instead used those coins for Foundations of Rome, and they were a perfect fit. Like, they were unbelievable, to the point that I'm still sad they don't have the full set of coins available, which means I tried recommending them for Foundations of Rome to those who want Foundations of Rome actually nice metal coins. I love Foundations of Rome. It's a great game, great production. The coins you get in the game are subpar, and so overall I was recommending these coins from Top Shelf Gamer that are unfortunately out of print. But yeah, my point, sidetrack as it might be, is that over here we have a set of pirate coins, pirate navigational coins over here, that for these could be for a bunch of games. Did I show these ones off? I don't believe I did. Now I'm trying to remember if I showed these ones off before. I don't think I showed these ones off before, but either way, let's go ahead and look into them, because I don't think I've shown these. I know I showed last time, I showed a bunch of dwarf coins. These pirate coins over here, there's a few games that could utilize them. There's a different set of pirate coins I have for, what's it called? I can't remember the name. I did Ruthless, Ruthless. Yeah, Ruthless. Ruthless, I did a set of pirate coins, but these are different ones over here. Either way, I'm dawdling. Let's go ahead and show you the actual coins. Let's dump some of those, because we don't need all of this over here. Let's go ahead and show you the coins. These are the coins you have over here. And again, these coins they have over here are generally very solid. They have great coins with a decent heft to them. Let's go ahead and show you. Let's see if we can pour a few of these out over here. So if we can grab different sides over here, so we can show you all different sides of the coins, because there are some very solid coins over here. So we got this, 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 and this. These are going to be your pirate coins as far as the different options you have as far as the patterns. The front, the back, the left, the right, the center. You can pick whatever value you want. It does not look like there's a value printed on them, but pick whatever value you want. It's weird, because normally I'd go with gold as being the dominant option, as like gold is the most valuable. But practically speaking, when we look at these two coins, even just looking at the width of them, that metal coin over there, that one's significantly chunkier. This one over here looks bigger, feels heftier, and is a little thicker, which means I'm a little uncertain as far as which one I would use. But for this, you see, I need to think what pirate games I have. I have Ruthless, but Ruthless already has coins. Let's take a look at my collection. There's Jamaica. These would be fantastic for Jamaica, but I don't have Jamaica anymore. I got rid of that one. Dead Reckoning already has fantastic metal coins, so it doesn't need its own. Merchants and Marauders, if you have it, maybe. I don't know. I'd have to think through what pirate game I have in my collection that these would be a good fit for. Libertalia has its own special coins. I don't have as many pirate games as you think. This is way too large for Tiny Epic Pirates for the box there. This is the size of the box. So I don't know. I don't know what pirate games I have this is a good fit for, but I have a few of these different bundles of coins for different opportunities to find when they actually do find their right fit. And with that, let's go ahead to the main attraction. The main attraction being a generally deluxified... This is too heavy. I need 2 hands. Needing a generally deluxified game, we're going to have Hoplomachus Victorum. Hoplomachus Victorum is just a generally deluxified game, and we're also going to go ahead and show you the metal coins as well. So we're going to go ahead and dive into this one, if we can, pulling this off. There we go. And this is all, I mean, everything you see here is just absolutely premium, but we'll get into the metal dice as well. This is a chip theory title, which means as a chip theory title, they have their usual premium everything. And premium everything means anything from the score pads to the neoprene mats that you can just put wherever you want, store wherever you want. Well, they store in the box. I don't actually like neoprene mats to store wherever you want. I like neoprene mats to store in the box. We have our bag full of chips over here. We have our stored up roll mat over here. We have our typical foam that they often do use. But then I particularly love this. This is one of the things I want to showcase over here as far as just, let me see, make sure I don't squash anything. So this is one of the things I want to showcase as far as just a beautiful production value of just this. This is your campaign tool. This is the thing you're going to use for showing off that, hey, this is your campaign that you're in the middle of, and everything's stored nicely in here. From your coins, your cards. Well, your cards actually don't store here between games. You'll have to store them elsewhere. But this is just a beautiful looking piece. Like, it's a centerpiece. Like, I remember when I first saw this game at Gen Con, one of the things that was funny is multiple people thought this was something that was just for the copy they had at the show, and was not actually a piece in the game itself, because it looks that nice as far as all that. And then past that, this is chip theory games, which means you have chunky chips left, right, and center. We can go ahead and show you these over here. These are just, you know, ridiculously chunky chips. That's the thickness of them. This can be a standard chip to a chunky chip as far as just general thickness. That's a big difference over there. But yeah, standard all that. But we're not done yet, because I do want to show you one other thing from this production over here. So if we can go ahead and put everything back. We got our chips, we got our boards, we got our cards all set away. I don't want to mess up where I am in the middle of the campaign at this time, because we are in the middle of a campaign. Let's go ahead and put that back. We'll move this down here. We have all of that beautifully put away. And the last thing I want to show you is the metal dice for chip theory games. The metal dice for Hoplomachus Victorum, I should say. Now, it's worth noting they did send me this game. They did give me the dice, so take that into account. But they are some incredibly metal dice with one downside. Let me go ahead and show you the downside. I mentioned I show downsides. We're going to go ahead and do that. So let me show you the downside. And it's a downside that is a little bit more irritating than I'd like, but not actually a big deal, as evidenced by the fact that the dice I'm about to show you, the default dice in the game, are in a sealed package that I have not bothered to open, because despite knowing the downside, I prefer the actual big box game. So let's go ahead and show you this over here. Let's pull out 2 dice. Let's pull out a black and a yellow to showcase this. You know what? Actually, yellow sometimes be a little hard to show up on camera. Let's show a black and a green and put this remaining die back in the bag. And let's show you what I'm talking about. So, one of the nice things about chip theory games is they have these dice you're going to roll, and they all have different odds on them. They have different odds as far as how likely. Let's go ahead and roll dice, and you'll see that if I roll it 10 times, you'll see that the black die is more likely to pop up. So let's go ahead and let's do 10 sample rolls. We have 0 and 1 for black and blue. We have 1 and 1, so that's going to be 1 and 2 for black and blue. 2 and 3 for black and blue. 3 and 3 for black and blue. That's going to be 4 and 4 for black and blue. 5 and 5 for black and blue. That's 4. Actually, I don't know if I'm counting this correctly, but that's going to be 5 and 5 with black and blue. 6 and 5 with black and blue. 7 and 6 is 7 and 7. It's actually not looking good for my point over here. 8 and 8. They're actually neck and neck. 8 and 8 still. 9 and 9. Jeez, this is embarrassing. 10 out of 10. There we go. 11 out of 10. 11 out of 11. This is horribly embarrassing as far as me trying to prove my stats over here. Let's just go ahead and show you this, because apparently these dice don't work. But if you look over here, we can see that there's 1 hit. We have 1 hit on black. We have 1 hit on both and 1 hit on black. And then if we rotate it this way, we have nothing. And if we rotate it all the way around, we have black. Basically, black has 5 hits on this die, 5 out of 6, compared to the 3 out of 6 that a blue die has. And the trick there is if we look closely enough, despite my horrible evidence of rolling them, you can see that this, look at the way the pip's designed around the edge. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this one has 1, 2, 3 as far as the pip production, pip placement. I hope you can see that over there. You can see those little divots around the die. It shows you at a glance, when you're looking at the dice, it shows you at a glance which one has a better stack to it. We're going to keep these off to the side to show you. We have our metal dice from Chip Theory Games. These are their metal dice. If I can open this, see if I can open this. It goes like this. Gotta shake it, shake it, shake it. Shake it like a Polaroid picture. You go ahead and pull this out, and this is what we have as far as their metal dice. Over here, let's go ahead and show you this. These are the metal dice over here in a nice solid premium kit. Let's just go ahead and grab out a black. Oh, this I forgot about this part. This part is you kind of have to. They don't come out nicely. Give me a second. There we go. There we go. We have to get this out over here. They don't come out nicely the first time. Let's go ahead and I grabbed the wrong dice. We want a black, not a black. We want a blue and a black for the sake of this conversation. But first of all, these are just nicely, solidly hefty dice. And over here, if we roll them, if we go ahead and toss them into hand to hand, these are the metal dice they have. We should probably give a handful, but these are very, very cool, very solid. Let's go ahead and show you the one small difference between them. If we can do this here, you'll see that the black dice over here, on this side over here, the dice has 4 pivots no matter what. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. No matter which way you hold it, the same pivot count. This one, divot count. This one, on the other hand, does show you the correct divot count. So you can see how, despite this being a very solid, very premium, very cool dice that we have exclusively used when playing Too Many Bones, not Too Many Bones, Hoplomachus, we've exclusively used the metal dice because they do have a very, very nice feeling to them. They do come with the slight downside that you're getting not helpful stat information on the side of them. Now, I will say, the more you play Hoplomachus, the less that is relevant. But when you start off, it is certainly helpful to be able to look at the dice at a glance and see everything you need to know. And that's what we have over here. That's what we have as far as our game upgrades. In general, we go over anything from upgrades to sleeves to coins to who knows what. Whatever basically I have as far as different types of game upgrades. In this case, we have a very premium game. We have some premium upgrades for that game. We have a very cool insert for Hansa Teutonica, one of my favorite inserts I've seen to date. Then we have a custom insert for Targi, a folded space insert for Targi, as well as upgraded Targi bits. We have some random pirate coins, and then these for Hoplomachus Victorum. Jeez, I can't get the titles right. I'm like all over the place. As long as it's a Chip Theory Games title, I don't really care whether it matches or not. I just say it. These for Cloudspire, where they're very, very useful for tracking your targets. They also have target chips, by the way. I didn't show you that. They have target chips as well to be able to track who the target is of the various attacks. And with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. As a reminder, again, at the beginning of this video, there's a Top Shelf Gamer referral thing down below. You can check that out if you want. And past that, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co. I hope you enjoyed this video. And as always, I hope you have a good one.